Hello, welcome to another video. Thought I would kind of come back to this. So I think I was actually working on the hash object instruction before, and that's just like random comments. So I've actually got past this stage, and the way I got past this stage was in the lib. Well, actually, it's the fleet compress, and can we do something like that? The lib compress. So in here we do inflate. And how the inflate goes is if we bring up the spec. So I did kind of write out the stuff so we can get compressed. The header going at least. It's not very configurable. Everything is just standard. Basics, and we do the Adler check at the end, but in the middle we do this inflate, and there was a quite handy inflate method. So how it goes is the first bit is the final, so we say that this is the final, and then the type we're going to set to no compression, which basically means that we give the length, and then the inverse of the length is like two 16-bit ins, and then just chuck it all in, and then we're done. And that's kind of how I got through the hash object. I'll probably come back to this because I'm kind of interested in going through and doing this. There's a few different interesting algorithms that you can get to in here. I've also changed some stuff in main. So I think in hash object we this is wrong. That was just from before. So what can we do with this? We can have a minus w, and that might be optional, and then this is actually the file name, and right, this is, they're both saved, so I'll quit that one and I'll get out of this, and I shouldn't have edited them both. Naughty. It's interesting it didn't tell me that I was about to. But yeah, so the hash object, yeah, this is kind of what we're doing, and they do like that. It's kind of interesting. In the cat file, we have this round bracket notation, which is kind of yeah, like you kind of need one of these. I guess that's kind of saying. Whereas this, we just have square brackets. So maybe I'll continue that square bracket thing. So if we search for that, we can change that for those, and file name. So that is just kind of saying what we're expecting in the thing. So there are some like the DFD. So that's just coming from relation to us. But down here we might need to make sure it's going somewhere else. Like if you're in a different place. I've got fixed me's about it. I'll work on the fixed me's. I have worked on some of the fixed me's now. In cat file, that was the more one that had like all of these had just fixed me, everything that returned one, but now we've got a little usage little function that says that we do this, and I've even added the support for -t, and we do some checks to make sure that we don't have like incompatible stuff or like stuff is missing or wrong, and we actually check that the hash that we provided is a SHA-1 thing, which does kind of leave another fix made. Like if you just want to say cat file head, which is something that you can do here. So if I do this, it will kind of tell me it, but if I do the same with mine, it will say unknown command that it's a right cat file. It will say head is not a valid SHA-1 head, which is correct, but to get that, you would look in .get /refs/head. I guess if it's no, I thought there was yeah, so head is here. So get /head, and that says the ref is refs heads master, and then we go refs heads master. So we'd have to read these two files to get this this thing, and even now my program won't be able to do anything with this. Well, actually, it's compressed in a way that we haven't done, so that's kind of interesting. So we haven't actually done everything. 7, 2, 3. It would be kind of good if we put a message here. Dynamic upland tree. And then if we do that again, it will say actually what we're meant to be implementing. But I won't be doing that. That has kind of gone further than what I wanted. But the thing is, my thing wouldn't know what to do about it, because if we just go get cat file -t of head, it's of type commit, and I only support blobs at the moment, which is maybe the subject of the next session. So now we kind of want to do get ls tree, and I actually want to do get cat file a bit more as well when I do this. So basically, tree objects have a thing. Basically, every folder is a tree, and then you say what the things are. If I did something like this, and you can also do stuff like what do I want to do here? You can do stuff like this, and it just magically works it out. But yeah, so in here, this is like all the files I have, but then this one's a tree, which means that this is a directory, and like in here, if we cat that will kind of show the two things in there, and we can see what is in there, and there are two things in there, and the modes look roughly the same. So this is kind of how the tree object is done. The ls tree kind of does it in a nice way. So this kind of, well, the same way actually, I think. So this just does that, and if we go ls tree of the same object, it has the same output. But I think if you don't do the, it doesn't work if you do that. But if you did something like this, will kind of output some stuff, but it will output stuff with null bytes kind of scattered throughout. I don't support this yet, but I kind of do. So if I maybe do something like this. So this is making it a blob and then saying this is a text. Well, not making it as a blob, but it's kind of asserting it's a blob. If we did tree, it will say there's an error. But I think the time has come. If we go up here, we can say we have some tree types, and we can maybe bump up here, maybe make this a little bigger. So we have got an extra type that we need to handle now, and this was tree, so this can be tree, and there was another static assert here, and I kind of want that to be there just to make it a bit more clear that right, and then we probably just need the whole of that, but here we want to go else and then do something like that and do tree space, and it's still 5 letters, and I kind of want to make a it's only going to be short, but right, so this is going to be tree now, and if we're writing the type, we're just going to do tree, and this is going to start at the same place, 5 characters after the tree. So the tree object still has, where does it say what it has? This has it, but what we can do is if we look at what this has, maybe just like the start of it. So no, how do I want to do this? So I kind of want to so if we like cat file, well, this is a tree, so if we go cat.get /objects/304b, and we pipe this to source third party zlib examples and a.out, and if we decompile this, we see that it starts with tree and then 72, and the 72 is like the thing that comes next. It does kind of describe it in the Git documentation as well, and yeah, where does it kind of say a bit more? Oh no, this didn't say it, but you can. There was a link somewhere here. Yeah, this one. No, this is just throwing me to the same place. I thought it had a link to. Well, potentially has changed. I thought it had a. Yeah, here we are, tree object storage, and then this is just a link to Stack Overflow, but this kind of spells it out as well, and I think, yeah, like Stack Overflow can be quite good sometimes, but they also say it here, so it's tree then size, and the size is, wow, this is like 72, so is this like the number of entries? No, that surely can't be right. Must see. So actually, no. This is 80 characters completely, and if we take off the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, they'll make 72. So it is 72 bytes. It's somewhat useful, but in the with each line they printed it here, but it's not really a line. It's in between each of the null bytes is a thing, which we can kind of go through and do stuff. So yeah, so that is the same. That's kind of what I wanted to have there, and there surely must be that was all apparently. So if we do my program and yeah, so that does that. I don't want that. I also don't want that. And if we search for that and change that to tree, it will probably say invalid type. Can we like make this a little bigger? It's interesting. It's given me a usage as well. I'm not sure I want a usage. Valid type. So we're just returning that. But where do we do a usage and weird. It had, I don't know what happened there. I need to go back to where I was though. So some valid object type there. But what if we did something like this was a tree. It was a reasonably simple one, so we could go cat file minus t. Right, so it knows it's a tree, perfect. And if we do this, we've got unreachable 252, and that's because we haven't done it here. So I feel like I did think I wasn't kind of covering everything. So we have a tree here. Right, so what would we want to do if we're cat filing that? We can kind of see what get does. So it kind of just we can go this one. So header in +1, that is a mode. So we can kind of get a bunch of stuff in there. So header, I just want to do something. Yep. Cool. Yeah, so this is header end +1 is points to a string that is like mode space name, and the mode is like it could be any number of things, and I think Alright, so these are all the blobs that can be possible. Ooh. God, it doesn't really say much. It uses this, but like doesn't really say why. I mean, is that just kind of like this does the directory, but like everything else is 0. I guess it's just a tree. Anyhow, what we want to do is kind of read in this stuff, and so that's going to have that, and then it's going to have a null byte. So I think I want to go char star, and if we're doing such like this, maybe I want it to look like that. So because I'm assigning a thing, it's actually assigned in, well, it's declared in all of the switch case statements, just because that's how C is. So this is going to be mode. I kind of maybe just want a P header and +1. And so I guess, do we have a like end of string? Yeah, we do have kind of this. So maybe I want maybe we can make this const char end, and it is just equal to those two. And so while p is less than n, and yeah, we'll do kind of 2 loops. So this is doing that, and then here we want to have while star p not equal to null, if p is less than n, and that is not equal to null. And here we can have a char star mode equal to p. And we probably want to do a p. This is like kind of out of the way. We want to do a p++ at some point, like there. And then that would kind of break that and break that. So I guess if do we have a thing with a file? We can a thing with spaces, and we can go get save tree, and maybe do a -w, and if we then go get ls tree of that, save tree is not a command, because gosh, where am I handling it? Right, tree is right. So if I did that, and then in this there should be do we have to get add thing with spaces, and we have a thing with spaces. I kind of want to go like that maybe. And then in here there should be a thing with spaces. And so we have a space at the start, so I guess that's always going to be a thing. So I guess mode of, is it always going to be 7 characters? 7. Wow, that's not right. So it's going to be 6. The 7th character, which is that, is going to be that. So I'm just going to make an assumption that it is that. Though I suppose I can read this into a number. Yes, maybe I want to do that. I'll do something like that, and just this is going to be file, and we can have it to be null. And if we go S2 HL, is that what I want? No. This guy. So we kind of want mode. So it's going to be a long mode, and it's going to be going to take a string. This is just going to be start, and we're going to pass in file. It's a bit weird, but bear with me. So I guess I now want to assert that dash file equals space, and then I'm going to do file equal null byte. It doesn't even matter. I kind of just want to do file plus plus now, and then the rest of the string is a file name, and the mode is now a nice little number. And perhaps there are tools in Linux that we can do stuff with our mode. So maybe chmod might oh gosh, is this octal as well? Or like maybe we want to read it in octal, because we'll just read it in decimal, but I mean we can kind of read it in octal. Chmod, does this kind of tell us some stuff? Was this the one that kind of said what things were? Yeah, so this is like where a mode is not doing that. But then I guess, oh no, it's just deflating. Number 1 is the first character of a mode, shows that it's a reference. And that's just the same documentation. Tree objects mode doesn't really say. What things are, but I guess does this have like a they didn't really have a file for did this say some more things? I guess this might be what I want. So what if I do printf? So this is like mode and SI format, and we'll just see what that is. So file equals that mode and SI format, and then our file. So we should hopefully just get lots of things. Your program. So we don't have that. Give me this. We need to do I'll chuck a D there. So it's a big long number, and we got an assertion failed for the next one. And is that because we kind of want to do that? Because it's like pointing at the null byte. Yeah, I think maybe I want to do something like this, and when we hit a null byte, we will break out of here, so P won't be there, but we will add it on there. I don't know. Yeah, interesting that it's hitting that assertion. Kind of interesting. Oh, I am missing off a crucial part of what is in this thing. So after each thing will come a bunch of bytes. Is that what I'm thinking? It kind of goes up to that. F4, yeah, so this F4 to there, I guess. So it gets these bytes, and these are so 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, which is the 20 bytes needed, which I think this one kind of set it a bit more. Well, it's basically the bytes of SHA-1, so we can use the thing now1. So at this point here, we should have assert that p plus 1 is p plus SHA-1 plus 1 is less than n. And so now our uint 8 t hash, and we can have that many bytes in it, and this can just equal to p plus 1, I think. I don't know, C will let me do that. It's where we find out things. Yeah, valid initializer. And maybe I'll do an assertion that this is a null byte. Ah, no, it's not a null byte, though, is it? Ah, no, see, this is just the start of the next one. So we'll start here, we'll add on the thing, and then we'll add on the thing. Right, we'll cast it back to a thing. And we don't use hash. Right, that has, so we want to no, that should so we'll do a bunch of things. We'll hit a null byte, then we'll read until the next null byte. Easy. Then we'll say the hash is 1 after that, and we'll kind of add that much onto it. But here we saved start, so mode should be able to be gotten from that. I don't know. Oh, we can do hex dump. Yeah, hex dump of. Well, I kind of don't want to do that. Maybe I just want to do size ti equals 0, is less than SHA-1 byte length. So 2x without the new line, and we can print out the hash at that index, and then we can print just a new line like that. And what if I put this as that? Yeah, so hash is equaling the mode and that. This doesn't quite seem right. This needs to go to that. Easy. So that was just doing a print f at 226 and 266. So that was this one here. And I guess that's because hash doesn't end with a null byte. Not that one. So I kind of want to not print the hash, and same there. Right, so it's done one twice, and then the next time round it's saying it isn't quite enough, but is that because this needs to be like that? And yeah, this is looking better, so now we get compile and run, but then run this included that. Start equals that, and we can change that to be start. What is this thing that we've got? So we have start equals that. Maybe I want to do something like that just to see it, which one we're lining up on. So start is that, and file ends up being something with a space and then something without space. And start is that, and here it didn't get past that. With this. So I'm wondering whether I am meant to be doing octal, which is 8. It's just not picking it up. That's kind of bizarre. It looks numbers to me. And is this because we need to LL? Like I didn't think it was that big. Now you're all gonna want. You just need an extra L. Alright, I provide an extra L. It's just, it's not doing it. So we're starting here. So we're trying to parse in along now, which is interesting because at this point we were also trying to parse along, and it was the same one. I'm going to take it back to that, and I kind of want to do what is the thing at the start of start. Now start, I thought was a character thing, so it's kind of weird that it we want that. Yeah, so it only shows like the one thing. So the 3-1, and the CB is suspect. It's not a 3-1. So I guess let's look at the this XXD. This was what we were looking at. So we get to here the null byte, and then we're meant to add on that, and yeah, so it's still looking at the CB. So I guess we want to +1 there. So I guess this yeah. And if we did this now, this looks better. So now it's kind of got formats for both of them. And I kind of want to see what happens when we change this to octal. So it's just the same number. And these two double L. Because that base, 2 and 36, golly, it can be like anything. I would have thought if it changed to octal, it would be quite a different number. 32768. See, it's just the same number. Yeah, interesting. So what if we put you as that? Yeah, I'm just wondering why it's actually, because we're just getting the, yeah, so when it is just set to that, we're ending it with this to say whether basically what format it is. So I think here we could in this we could do a switch and see what things were. So we can do mode and SI format, and maybe I can grab that, and I'm just going to do that and put one more, and then from there to there do that. Cool, so what happens if I do this. It reckons it's a regular file. And so what is the tree of what we have? I kind of want to do this, but then just get the tree object here, and do this, just because this one has a few different things. So perhaps we can get rid of some of these stuff. So we don't need these start ones. I'm happy with that, and maybe I can do something like that instead, and then do that. And perhaps maybe I can just call this the mode, then the file, then the hash. And maybe just the full mode. We are working things out. Right, so now it wants that. It should have always wanted that, that's alright. And so, yeah, this unknown is just wondering how we can kind of get these sort of constants out, and whether it's like a thing. Because that source is it's not a directory. Well, I kind of actually want to see what it was again. So for this in hex it's just 800, but for the thing that didn't know what it was, which I've lost there, it's 900. So it's got the 8 and it's got the 1 next to it. I wonder if we try and see what this is. Ah, gosh, where does it define it then? This is in user include stat, sys stat. What was this? Sys/stat. View user include sys doesn't have much. Alright, so somewhere in here there's weird that there's only one thing in there. So what do we want to do? Here's ifmt, and we probably want to have a search for that, and then define and dot star, and maybe if we even wrap this round with that, just to see what things are. So yeah, in Linux stat, and yeah, I wonder if this can tell us some things. View user include Linux stat. Come on, buddy. Right, so here, what do we have? So from those two flags, we had like 8, which was really that. And this is like all in octal, which is kind of confusing me. So I think this needs to go to O. Is that a thing? It's not a thing I commonly use. Yeah, so in octal, that's all that. But this one has 2. Yep, so I have regular, but it also has this bit here, which is a FIFO at the same time as a regular. A regular FIFO. I think this is just something that is specific to Git. So I think if node and si format. Well, I guess what is the entire mode for these mode? Not that one. This. Right, so if we do that, but actually get it in 8, this should shortly change. Yeah, so it's printing it out the same. And our directory, it knows it's a directory now. So we weren't, I was getting it in base 10 before, and then it was unknown for the directories, but now if I get it in base 8, it will correctly work out that these are directories. So that's cool. Right. So I guess in these cases, I don't know what to do. What is our aim for this? We want to do a cat file on that, and normally Git would kind of do that, and it would kind of say what object it is there. Alright, I can probably do this. And does it like kind of force that into 6, even if it wasn't 6 to start? Because I think if we did this, and the first one, it doesn't start with a 4. It doesn't start with a 0. Whereas this does. So, and we're doing cat file. Wow. It's interesting because if we were doing it by type, so like I guess if type equals tree, if type equals tree, maybe I can do a switch on type. It's only really going to be tree and unknown. And so if type is a tree, we just kind of want to print out the kind of what it is. Same with a blob, actually. And we should probably do an assert like that, maybe. do that sort of thing there. Cool. So if that is that, we would return the for 0. So that's just if we're writing the tree raw. Otherwise, we're writing it per line. So here we have some things to do. So I guess in these cases, maybe I'll keep that there for now. Yeah, so like this. So here we will want to do a 06 LO, and then like maybe a space, and then this will be our mode, and here we do this. So we're only really caring about dir and regular, and the rest we don't really care about. So maybe all of these can just be unreachable, and these ones will actually do some things. So I guess we'll actually do here we'll say this is a tree and this is a blob, and yeah, something like that. So I'm wondering if that is I just wonder what other things you might have. You might have like a sub-module and stuff, so I think this is potentially good to keep it as a switch for now. Alright, so then what do? We print out our hash, but we kind of do it with a space. So this we'll just do with a space. Maybe we'll do a space as part of that and not there. Right, so we'll print out our hash, and then we kind of print what 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. Print f 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we do our file name. And new line, and this will just be our file name. Is that what it is? And we've already used hash. Right, it wasn't. Is it just file? Cool. And now if we go and do my thing, it will kind of do the same thing, but it's got that extra printing stuff that I do want to kind of get rid of. So that's mine, that's gets, that's mine, that's gets. It looks fairly the same. And these trees are saying the right thing. Oh, yeah. Cool. So that's really it for cat file, and I guess this phone is making noises, but nothing is really showing of import there. Yeah, interesting. It's just other things. It's my time now. So I guess this is get file. No, I don't want that. And actually kind of want to get rid of the thing with spaces. So add tree in a bunch of places, move a comment, that's alright. Tree. I kind of want to get rid of that comment. And that just does that, and usage down there is almost a different thing. So maybe I'll do these usage E1s and leave that. And what do we do in Z loop? Do an unimplemented. So display errors, usage and hash object. And what I'd like to kind of steer towards is a commands type structure. There was another kind of comment that I kind of wanted to move, but better implemented message. I also kind of wonder now that I did that, whether there is any other implemented with nothing in it. There's some with empty strings like this one. This is really unreachable at the moment, I think, but the name of that function will probably suffice. And so the rest of this is getting add tree objects to cat file, so we can cat file there. And so that was actually reasonably similar to what we kind of needed to do, where we actually wanted to do ls tree, was it? And this was ls tree command, and we pass in all the things. So I guess if we kind of go here and ls tree command, and what do we want to do? There's kind of just some boilerplate that is usually done. Maybe I'll copy that much and link you in there. And so we don't really have anything at the moment, but we might at some point. So if we undef usage and undef return and defer and have a defer here, defer there, and we can just return our red. And I think this should potentially be here because we have a usage in there now. It's just tidy to do that. Otherwise it's kind of still defined in here and it potentially would complain. Alright, so what does ls tree normally do? So you normally just give it a tree object. So I guess that's kind of all we're really testing. And I think the tester said that it was like, yeah, gonna test this name only, which I guess what does the name only do? Name only. List only file names instead long output, one per line, cannot be combined with object only. So yeah, what happens if I just ls tree on this thing that I'd been kind of looking at, and if I ls tree at name only, that just kind of shows the file names. Easy, I can probably implement that. So we can have a little flag. So we need an argument. Maybe find this and so this can be ls tree, and we can have name only involved in there, and so, but we need at least the hash. So here we can have name only and default false, and we can potentially do some of the other name only, like the object only. What does the object only do? Only the names of the objects, one per line. Alright, object only, and that just prints out the hashes. Alright, full object only, and I believe it said something like these could be combined. Yep. And I kind of wonder how Git does it with testing incompatible options, because I'm just going to kind of go through and test them, I guess. Is things kind of all used at the same time? So maybe I want the next one up. This one's a big function. Yeah, so this one here, we don't really need to know the type, but perhaps I can copy paste this sort of stuff and head back to where I was. I should have done a old mark. Right, and here if we do something like this, so here name only, and this will be name only, object only, and object only, and here we aren't really doing this, we're just making this the hash, but the fix me can remain. So I guess we have a hash and it's equal to null at the start, and here we can have name only and objects only, and so like how Git does it is, I wonder if it like parses in that sort of thing, so it, like, you can kind of copy paste, I don't know, not copy paste. Right, so at this point here, we have got a thing. We probably want to check the hash. So there's like a check for the hash. We can just check all of that, and that should be kind of the same. And now we kind of need to make sure that it's a So we kind of need to get this as well. Which makes me think that this is more of a helper function type thing. Because I guess we don't use object path. Since we kind of do, but we can change that, because really what we need is something like if not read object, something like that, and we can just provide it the hash, and we expect to get out some things, and it's likely just going to be all of do something like that, and then I can do the checks elsewhere. So maybe all of this can get yoinked up into file read contents, this here, and maybe we can paste it there, and this can be read object, was it, and then just hash, and we can kind of change that as it goes, and we wanted to give an array of stuff to put in. And is this kind of how you do it? Yeah, you would data and long size, so we can give something like that. And cool, so here we can probably have just object path, and I guess object path is always going to be so this is going to be false, and here we can just free object path. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, so free object path. In fact, like, this shouldn't really happen. I feel like this is, we've created the memory, we just need to print it, but we should probably also return false. And so we will get that, and here I guess this can be ret equals all of this, and then we can free our objects path and return ret. Right, that is our little helper. So it's like making stuff. So yeah, then we just read object. Couldn't read object, and here some error messages. Like, I guess it could pass me object path. But I don't know, like, it's only really needed for this. I'll just call it that, so we can know how to build up the object files, and this can invalid type an object file, that, and same thing there, easy. Right, so in here we had, well, actually, that kind of means that in the cat file we kind of want this, well, the zlib context actually, that is potentially I only really care about it up to there. Yeah, I would just want it to read the object file. Yeah, so I think I want to kind of get rid of that, and then when we get file data in this function here, I want this to have a context, and maybe this can be something like this: rect equals false, and define return and defer, and maybe return defer we can just define like that. Easy. So this was going to be objects path equals this, and we can return defer false. I kind of want this to be like that, so we'll go back to the return defer, I guess, and then here we can have this, and we can have undef return defer. So this, if we couldn't read this, then we want to return defer. So this is, we couldn't read file. Couldn't read file this, and we can start putting in the object path here, and here we can return defer false. So here we kind of want to have some different things. So we kind of want to have file data, and this can be null and long. Well, long file size doesn't matter, but we can do it here. So the lib, so we kind of want to do this as part of it. And if we get to this point, false, and here we can do that object path. Here we can set the data to be context.deflect dot size dot data, and size can be that, and we can say rect equals true. We succeeded getting through everything. So this kind of means that we need some more things to come out. So file data we don't really care about, but we can call it data maybe. File data, so this is going to be data, and long size, and we can do something like this. So the size we should already, maybe we will call it file size. Right, so here we want to get, we're not sure what happened there. So I think I kind of want to assert that file size is greater than 5. Just so all of these strns kind of are legitimate. Maybe I'll put it closer, because if we write something like commit, I'll want to change that as cert, so it's a bit bigger. Perhaps this can be like the min of or file size is greater than 5, and this. And I guess I kind of want to have an else, and this can be that case there. Right, so what do we have at this point here? So size, we're getting that, and the data we kind of already have, and maybe a nicer way to read it as well. So here we can do like data plus size. Something like that. And so we don't, this happens in cat file, we don't really have this, but we do have data. But we don't have file data anymore? Yes, we don't have file data, so hopefully we are freeing all the things that we need to free. Right, it wants that, but we can change that. File data. Yeah, this is U8T. And maybe we can just call it data. No, because this is the and this I kind of want to be we just have to do things like that and see. And same here, same here. Where did I go? What did I do there? Cool. Got it compiling, got it doing things. So if we did our program, so if we did that, it doesn't like us doing both. If we say just did name only, it doesn't do anything because we haven't told it to do anything. So ls tree, what should we do once we get all the things? So we have an object, and actually we don't have an object yet. So I guess now that I've done that, I kind of want this, and this one and here I want, maybe I'll mark it actually, and data equals, and I want this, and maybe go back to here, and data equal, no, I kind of want a pointer to data, this thing here. Right, so here we can do things, and I kind of only care about it being trees, but we can go about doing that. So if file size is greater than that and tree matches, then we can do some things. But maybe I want to say if file size is that and or that, then this is a error. And I don't know, maybe we can object is not a tree, and we can give it back to it. Right, so at this point we have the tree, and we do something useful with it. At this point here, we kind of go through. So if we're doing name only and object only, it kind of depends on what we do in this kind of loop, which makes me wonder whether I should do it differently. So if we did, maybe do that and that. Do something like this. Right, so at here we have the file, we get the mode, and so if name only or object only, but if not name only and not object only, then we can do this print, I guess. And here, wow, and if that was the case, then we would always be doing this. So if name only or not object only, then we want to do this. In fact, maybe just if not object only, then we will print out our thing. And then this is our object. Well, no, this is like, does it have like type only? It surely doesn't have type only. We can't do that because that's my one. Name status, what's that do? That's just the same. And full name, what's that do? Full path names, easy, and full tree. Cool, I won't do either of those. I think I want to do it this way. if we're only doing that if we're not doing one of the other modes. And then here, if not name only, so if name only is happening, we're doing that. And then we kind of want to print these for spaces if it was one of these cases. We'll do that, and if not object only, we'll print the file, and at the end of all this goodness we'll do a print line, and we should have printed something. So if we do name only, right, so we don't do this object type, and we can get rid of that because we don't really need it. And so if we do that, we get a sig fault. So we're trying to read memory address 1, and that's 516. And so I guess P is header end. Which do we set header end? It's set to null to start with, and I guess we want this to be. When do we set header end? Header end. Yeah, we have to do it like a size little thing. And I guess like if this we don't really test whether we do test whether things happen. Do that, and so if we run this is running just name only, and we got an assertion, but if we took that away, we should get that, and it's kind of interesting we're getting this assertion, because yeah. So if we just did get, then it's kind of printing out that command, but yeah, so it's not getting this zlib line, which is because this is kind of failing. Interesting. Is it because we want to? What if we don't do this assertion? We get some memory leaks, not like a issue, but we probably should clean that up. So we had something allocated at line 31. Just check on the time actually. Yeah, potentially. Yeah. Right, so this data here, where is that is file read content, so that's in line 66. So we read this file data. So I guess if file data, we can free file data, and I think this should be wrapped in a little guard, and they are both set to null to start with. So that's that, and that's taking away that assert. Yeah, this assert here And that's kind of interesting because what does cat file? This cat file kind of is now failing. Cat file was another one that we did. 304. Yeah, this isn't good. This isn't good. It was 272. When your assertions start failing, it's. I actually kind of wonder. We can do a debug program, and if we did a run on that, we should get to somewhere. And if we go, gosh, up to frame 7 in layout source, and so if we look at what sizes, and if we look at what data plus size minus header end minus 1. So this is, we've got two sizes. So the data read object, we get file size. So this should all be plus file size, and we only want to write size because it's like the size of the blob, but this is the end of the file, and so this would also be the case. I guess a data plus size, and it's probably the same case here, file size, and that's probably why our assertion was failing, in fact. And so if we run that, right, so now we don't use it. Interesting. 506, we get a size from there. We get it there. We should probably do an assert that it is correct. So like one of these bad boys. Alright, so compiles, and that cat files that, and if we cat file the bigger one, that all kind of works. And if we do ls tree, that works, and if we do name only, we should only get the names, and if we do objects only, we should only get the objects. Looking pretty good. I would say that's potentially just what we need. So this is just everything we need for like reading objects in ls tree. And the ls tree, I feel like, could be refactored out as well. There was like quite a chunk of copied code, like with all the big cases and whatnot, which, yeah, could be done. Let's get rid of that little white space. Want this and want this, and sure, we'll add all the stuff that I'd just done. And so this should be add ls tree with a few things. And I guess I didn't really test like if you interesting, it is correct. So it's wanting a hash, but if you give it two options, then it'll Yeah, interesting. If it starts with a hash, then perhaps it should get treated differently. Um, but I mean, that's really if you kind of. In fact, yeah, if it starts with a hash, I think it should get treated differently. Hash equals. So in one of these cases, I think I want if star arg equals dash, we would have unknown option. Unknown option. Well, in fact, I just want to do the usage. You can work it out from there, and then that will just get that. And so that's in like one place where we're doing that, and we also get a hash here. So I guess in this case, well, in fact, let's unknown option hash that's because we put usage instead. Right, so if I do this, that should kind of get rid of that like weird option, and yeah, now we should just get that. And I guess the name only is not everything that we support. So I guess this is something like that. I don't know if that's like a good way of putting it. How does get itself do it? I mean, it just puts them both, but it doesn't say that there. Exclusive or anything. And I think I kind of like this, just to say that they are exclusive. Cool. So what did I get to there? This one and fix up errors with unknown options. So I think now that I've kind of done all that, it's still got like a few things that I probably want to like kind of merge together, like these auto stage ones. So I'm actually not sure when I last pushed to mine. It was at this point, which has some stuff in it. That's all right. So if I go git push, and importantly, I think I want to do a Codecrafters submit, just to see whether this is good. There is a chance that I can't decrypt, not decrypt, decode or decompress some things, because my zlib library is, I guess, still incomplete. So there is that chance. And I think I kind of had my thing. Right, so this got a different chart. Interesting. Output is blob. Interesting. Right, so this isn't quite what I thought it was meant to be doing. So hash file, I kind of want to hash object. I kind of want just this, and then to see what get makes of the same thing. It makes the same thing of the same thing. So it's kind of interesting that this kind of failed. So I wonder if I can recreate these tests. So if we get this and go like this and go like this, hash object minus w orange, and that gives out a different thing to even that. Gives AC. I wonder if this is right. Expected char was AA 64 something, but yeah, we're wanting like this thing here. In this, I wonder if this kind of gives me a bit more knowledge on the thing. I don't know. It's kind of interesting that it seems to work, but not for everything. Test minus previous. Why did it? Why did it fail on that like one, but not on others? I don't like it when some tests fast. Yeah, so this one has failed. And it got D, that's something. So if we did this, and if we did get hash object, maybe without writing it, we can see what that has, and that got EB, and that's not what it's expecting. Cat, banana, apple, blueberry, mango, raspberry. Yeah, that looks about right. And that also got E2 whatevs. So what about in my program? It gets the E2, and this just seems kind of odd. That I even got that value at all. Like, where'd that value come from? I can't even reproduce it. Like, I get E2 whatevs, and that's like not even what it wants to get, and it's what get does. Yeah, perhaps it's like just a failing test. I don't know. The extra details didn't really tell me much, but I guess like we could in hash object this place here, we could like maybe do a hex dump of the file of data size. Is that what we can do? And if we did something like that. Yeah, so now we'll kind of do a little hex dump of what we're kind of outputting, and perhaps we can also do it just before we do a one. Right, so now if we did this, we should get two little hex dumps. One with doesn't show the stuff on the end, but I could kind of put that. Maybe I'll put that in. So if we do a hex dump, before we do every line, so at this point here, I kind of want to, so say like I'm doing this, well, say I'll go and get objects, random thing, and pipe it to ext. Over on the edge here, it does show a bunch of characters. So I kind of want to do that. So this is all going to std error, and we're going to print two spaces. And then we're going to loop for maybe, so this can be size t, j equals I minus 15. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, because when it's on the 0, that's when we print it. But perhaps we actually want to go I minus, yeah, I minus 15 makes sense. And here we want to go j is less than I, and then j plus plus. Perhaps it is enough, perhaps it is not. So here I want to do if is print, we're going to do a thing, and that is a data of j. If it is that, I want to print a character, which is going to be that. Otherwise, and I think I do is print before. Otherwise, perhaps I want to do this. Do that, and are we not allowed to do that? Right. Do j there. Right, so if we 0, we do all these things. And here, this is still part of that kind of colouring in thing, and then here, if we do this, otherwise we do printf std error. In fact, I might kind of line these up, and I think error, and this is just going to be a dot. And do that. Where does this go to? That's part of the loop. Right, so at this point here, I think this won't quite do that. Right, so if we go here, we have not done that, so we can do that. And now it should kind of show some stuff over the side. But I think if it's printable and not is space, because how does XD do it? it will print the spaces. Alright, we'll do that. So this is kind of my thing that it does. It hasn't printed quite everything that I would have thought. Yeah, like it's kind of cutting off one character at the end. And I think that is because I want J to equal I at some point. And yeah, now we get this new line as well. Cool. Alright, so this is it's basically how XD works. So these are the file that I'm going in. It's interesting the grape pineapple is all set in red. I would have thought it wouldn't. I would have thought it would have the same colour on either side. Same with the colour there. I wonder if like before each character we kind of need to like clear it. That hasn't really helped. But perhaps there might get something. That should. Wow, what does XXD have for that? Yeah, so those shouldn't really be coloured, but yeah, this one on the end is kind of interesting that it's still kind of coloured. So what if we did that? So it's getting something here. Yeah, so it's hitting this case here, and that's because we have I there instead of J, and now we should get the same thing here. So what I kind of want to do is get that now printing the hex dumps of the files that it's trying to read as it kind of knows what it is. So it should kind of print out some stuff, because I don't like it that it sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. It's just kind of interesting. Interesting indeed. I thought that was going to be it. I really wish it would fail already. It's kind of interesting. And now it's just like not doing it. I'll just have hex dumps kind of blurting out whenever I need it. What was that one for? That was that. Not making that soccer game. Gosh, it's just like not failing anymore. And all I've done is kind of add, in fact, like all I've really done is just print out a hex dump, and now it's just like not doing it. Is it because I need to do a submit? I don't the joy of just running tests back and forth. Maybe I've just magically fixed it by. I reckon it might have been an error on their side that they were like, no, here we are. Right, this does look suspect. So we. Oh no, this is So this is like the input file. So we have blueberry, pineapple, pear, raspberry, and we don't really do it for the last one. And that's just because it's the last line. So I guess we kind of want to do all of this again if it is the last line. I'm kind of interested to do this. It's like kind of boring formatting stuff, but if we get to this point here, we kind of need to do this. So if it's not equal to 15, then we want to do a bunch of stuff. So the bunch of stuff is we want to, so each like kind of character that we're kind of printing out is what, like 2 hexadecimal characters. So it's taking up 2 characters each time, and we're adding in some spaces every once in a while. Every 2 characters we add 1 space. Every 4 characters, we have 1 space. So we have so many things to do. We have, I guess this is the number of things we've done so far, and I kind of want to do 16 minus that, replace that. So this is going to get like the number of things still to go on this line, and here if we just get like 2 times that, and that is going to print us. In fact, we can just do 1 times that, but then we need to like add on how many times we even, which I guess is plus I divided by 2. But it's really, it's this number here, so it's 16 minus I mod 16, and it's that number divided by 2, and we'll get that. And so this, I think we can do something like %* s, and now we can just do a single character there. What does this kind of thing do? So if we just did a hash object, I don't like things. We don't have a that whole thing, which I'm wondering if that is kind of needed. I think it can just be that. I is undeclared. Is it really? So 164. Because I is like part of this. Right. Well, that means, we can kind of say I is len divided by 15. yeah, we can just do size t I equals len, I don't know, something like that. Right, so now we need this to be on the other side. No, so we do want it that side. But what was the error that it had? We had size t, but it was wanting an int. We'll make this whole thing an int. And so now it hasn't done anything down there, which is what I thought it would do. So I equals just len, and that's what I want. Gotta love to see those rainbows. So we are trying to read one more than we should. So I guess here we want not equal to I. Is that what we want? Yeah, that kind of work, but also kind of not. And I guess at the end here we should do dash 003. What is it? 033, and then 0m. But just with that, without that. And maybe without that. Right, so we shouldn't really be printing anything there. So I kind of want to see maybe like that, but now here it's taking too much. Is that what I want? That's the number of letters I want, but not the number of spaces. So, let's do 2 spaces. 2 spaces per thing. Maybe 3 spaces per thing. Maybe 4 spaces per thing. I'm not sure that is actually changing anything. Yeah, how many things do I want to do? So I guess what would the number be? We kind of want to. This is the number of things that we want to do, which is good. That is just the number of things we want to do. So I guess like we could do. And then I is less than J is less than I mod 16 and J plus plus. I think my brain is starting to kind of shut down. So if we look at the standard air for this, so everything is going to have 2 things, and if J mod 2 equals 0, then we're also going to print just the 1 extra space, and that should hopefully do what I wanted it to do. It doesn't quite do the extra because we now need to do just these two to kind of get us off. Perfect. I think that is kind of what we want. Gosh, what a sidetrack. Maybe actually I'll go. Is it that? No. Is it that? No. Gosh, it's that. Well, it's not even that. Yeah, Codecrafters just likes submitting. So if I do a test on this, hopefully we get the one that was breaking with a proper hex dump. Just wanted to see the hex dump really. Just want it to fail. Once it fails, it does that. Then I can check. Why? I wonder if we can say run a particular command. Nah, so it just says that because it does give me like a code number, so I feel like perfect. Right, so we got one. I didn't print it over to where I wanted it, but that's alright. Potentially because I started like not on. Yeah, I can kind of see why. Right, so this blob does look legitimate. And like this file is cut off. No, we've got like another line and standard in, standard out. Hey, yeah. So this is a bug on their end. So what they've done, if we can kind of reproduce it, if we, well, in fact, if we just get their echo. If we get all of this and paste that into there, if we look at what Blueberry has in it, it has an extra new line. What they have done, but weirdly not shown here, is they've really done echo minus n, which doesn't add the new line in. And I bet you now, if I did the hash program with that Blueberry, we should get the BE. Is that what they wanted? They wanted no, that's what I gave before. No, so our thing, we've read it and it hasn't read the new line. Is that what the error is? Perhaps that's what the error is. It's kind of stripped the new line. So if we did this again, it should be different. There should be a new line. Did it there? I don't know. 2020D, and that's still not the content they want. But they want the content, the thing on the blob. I don't know. This is kind of an interesting one. It's kind of failing, but kind of not, and I feel like it could be bad. Yeah, so I guess I don't know, it's kind of interesting because if I do this and if I just do this, it gets the same result, and to me that means that that's like 3 dB, and I get a quite significantly different one. I just get a different one. But the 3 dB, that is what they wanted. So it didn't have a new line. But for some reason, I wonder if we have to pad stuff. Nah, because we would be doing it there, and then there's like one character less. I just don't know why this gets such a different hash. But yeah, I guess that's now at a point where I can kind of start to reproduce. I think for now, that's probably a good point to be like, this is kind of broken, but in a weird way. It's on the last one. Maybe I rushed ahead. But for now, I think I'm going to leave it there. Made some progress, and you can see that I'm kind of going through, but there's not that much more to go to finish the Codecrafters, but I'm kind of keen to explore avenues on making the actual application nice. Similar to Git, who knows? Might use it as my daily driver. Alright, until then, have a good day, and I'll see you next time.